5 fascinating secrets behind the making of Inception. Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at 5 fascinating secrets behind the making of Inception. Let's get right into it. Christopher Nolan is a filmmaker who is known for making movies on a grand scale. He has directed scenes such as an 18-wheeler flipping end over end in The Dark Knight, and staged realistic dogfights using warplanes in Dunkirk. In his sci-fi movie Inception, Nolan takes viewers on an incredible journey through surreal and physically impossible dreamscapes. His approach to filming stunts and set pieces requires unique and inventive techniques to capture the required effects on film. Nolan's dedication on his artistic vision doesn't allow logistical difficulties to get in the way. Have you ever wondered what goes on behind the scenes of a major Hollywood movie? In this case, let's take a closer look at Christopher Nolan's sci-fi masterpiece, Inception. Number 1. The Paris cafe explosion was shot practically. In one of the most memorable scenes from the blockbuster movie Inception, the Paris cafe explosion was captured on camera with the film stars, Leonardo DiCaprio and Ellen Page, right in the midst of the action. While it might seem crazy to have actors in the middle of a simulated explosion, director Christopher Nolan was determined to get the most realistic shot possible. The scene takes place in a dream sequence, where DiCaprio and Page are sitting at a table in a cafe when the world around them starts to crumble and explode. To achieve this effect, special effects supervisor Chris Carbold came up with a system of air cannons that would safely launch debris around the actors, creating the illusion of the building behind them exploding. Although CGI was later used to enhance the images and add extra destruction, most of what we see in the explosion sequence was done in camera with the actors right in the middle of it. This level of practical effects was a hallmark of Nolan's filmmaking and adds to the realism of the scene. Number 2. Nolan was working on the script for a decade. It's not surprising that crafting the intricate and complex plot of Inception took director Christopher Nolan a considerable amount of time. Nolan revealed that he had been mulling over the script for a decade before he felt it was ready to be brought to the big screen. The filmmaker explained that he spent the first part of his process establishing the rules of the world and figuring out how dream hijacking could be made believable. However, Nolan encountered difficulties in creating an emotional connection between the audience and the protagonist, Cobb, which halted the script's completion. It wasn't until Nolan shifted the focus of the script towards Cobb's quest to reconnect with his wife and estranged children that he realized the story was finally complete. According to Nolan, those emotional ties were the final missing pieces in the puzzle of Inception's script. Nolan's meticulous attention to detail and determination to create a fully realized and emotionally engaging story paid off in the end, resulting in one of the most unforgettable and thought-provoking films of the modern era. Number 3. The filmmakers built an air cannon that could launch a van. In one of the most intense sequences in Inception, Cobb and his team are in a van that hurtles off a bridge and plunges into the water below. To capture this breathtaking moment, the crew had to figure out a way to recreate it multiple times while maintaining control over the van's descent. Their solution was both creative and practical. They built an enormous air cannon that could launch the van and control its speed and trajectory as it plummeted towards the water. Actor Dilip Rao, who played the driver of the van, revealed that the scene took an entire month to film, with the cast and crew moving on to other scenes before returning to perfect the van sequence. The crew had to get everything just right to capture the perfect shot and maintain the safety of the cast and crew. Number 4. The snow battle scene featured a real blizzard. As the filming date for Inception's climatic battle on a snow-covered mountain drew near, the crew faced a major issue: the mountain had no snow. This presented a huge problem for the filmmakers, as the snow was crucial to the action-packed scene. Cinematographer Wally Feister recalled a tense few months leading up to the shoot, with the crew anxiously hoping that the Calgary-based set would get the snow they needed. Despite their hopes, the art department was sending in pictures of a muddy, snowless mountainside instead. The team was forced to consider making their own snow and using CGI to enhance the visuals. However, they soon got more than they bargained for. Just a week before filming was set to begin, Calgary was hit with the largest blizzard it had seen in a decade, providing the crew with all the snow they needed and more. The sudden snowfall led to some extremely cold filming days, but the team was grateful for the unexpected gift from Mother Nature. Number 5. The train was a steel shell built around a semi-truck. In Inception, a key moment involves a freight train crashing through a downtown street. Since there were no train tracks on the filming location, and Nolan prefers practical effects, the filmmakers had to get creative to achieve the effect. To give the train the necessary weight and danger, the effects crew modified a semi-truck by extending its frame and building a shell made of plywood, plexiglass, and steel. The front of the structure was designed with approximately 1.5 tons of steel so that it could plow through cars without falling apart. That's all for today, and we'll be sure to catch you all in the next one.